Get out of my way, Frank. Please, Dr. Marvin, I don't want to lose my job.
Hello and welcome back to Ask Johnny. Today we're delving into the mists of time travel. And to do that we're going to head straight to Ask Johnny.
You're about to see an incredible human document. An encounter with forces that no one on this earth really understands.
G'day Johnny, it's great to be back here for another edition of Ask Johnny. G'day Johnny, yeah, it's that time of day again for another edition. And this one's from Elizabeth in the Congo. And hello to everybody in the Congo. We hope to get down there and do a live broadcast from the Congo one day. But Johnny, Elizabeth asks, Johnny, I'm a fan of science, especially the question of time travel. Here's a question for you, Johnny. What if everyone had a time machine? Signed, Elizabeth from the Congo. Thanks, Elizabeth. What a ripping question. Johnny, what do you think about that? What if everybody had a time machine? Time travel? If everybody had a time machine, like, what? You can buy one like a flat screen TV? Yeah, I think that's what she's asking, Johnny. Yeah, you could go and buy one at the bloody department store. Jesus, yeah, well, you know old Stephen Hawking. He had a birthday party, probably his, arranged. Didn't tell anybody till the party was over that it was only for people from the future who want to come back and join him for it. Have a look at this. By Jesus, that's bloody optimistic. You can't hear. What about all the paradoxes, Johnny? Now, it's a bit depressing, poor old Steve sitting there on his own waiting for time travellers to come back. If there were people in the future who saw his invitation, they should have come back for his party. Yeah, I suppose. But getting back to Elizabeth's question, what if everybody had a... Well, you know, there's a butterfly effect. That's when someone... The butterfly effect?
The actual theory that states the butterfly effect is when a small change or non-important action can result in very large differences later in time. Domino effect or chain reaction is the effect produced when one event sets off a chain of other or similar events, which can be related to the butterfly in the sense that one thing can modify or lead to other events.
It's been quite a few episodes of The Simpsons showing this sort of stuff. Oh, The Simpsons. Because there's the grandpa paradox that if you could go back in time and see your grandpa and shoot him, the grandfather paradox.
A classic example is the grandfather paradox, in which a time traveler goes back and kills his grandfather. If you traveled back in time and killed your grandfather before he made your father, would you still be born?
And he couldn't have your father because he was dead, and so you wouldn't be born, so you couldn't have gone back in time to shoot your grandpa in the first place. Someone goes back and stops you killing your own grandfather. But if people had multiple machines, someone could hear about you going to do that. Your next door neighbour, perhaps, who didn't like you, and he had a time machine, and he said, I'm going to head back in time, just in time to make sure Phillips's grandpa isn't in the spot that he thinks he is, and I'll move him out of the way so when Phillips comes back, he won't be able to shoot his grandpa. Jesus Christ, Johnny, are you serious? I mean, you could go back and make yourself the King of England in 1120 or something, but someone might step in and say, no, I'm going to be king in 1120, 2 days before you. But then someone else says, I don't want to be King of England, I'm going back before that, and I'm going to run a sword through you the night before. Yeah. If you wanted to go back in time and strangle Adolf Hitler, for instance, I'm going to strangle that bastard before he starts World War II. And that bad neighbour says, I don't mind Hitler, I'm going to go back and wait for Phillips when he comes back on his time machine, and I'm going to strangle him. Now, does that mean I disappear from the future? I might be having lunch with me family, and all of a sudden I disappear because someone back in time went back there as I was going to strangle Hitler. He strangled me instead. So if everybody had time machines, their reality would be so fucked up, it'd just be a sea of people trying to stop things and change things. Imagine 7.8 billion time machines going back there and fucking things around. Some bright spark could say, I'm going to go back to the cavemen with a machine gun and machine gun the whole lot of the cavemen so there's no fucking people in the world at all. And then someone with another time machine says, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to go back to Australopithecus or Homo erectus and kill them. So there's no this question trying you out, Johnny. That's for sure. Johnny, it gets complicated. I don't know whether we can all have time machines. It's just going to stuff everything up. The universe would be full of paradoxes. Then some bright spark could say, I'm going to go back to the fucking Big Bang and I'm going to make sure all those elements and stuff aren't squeezed into singularity and become a fucking big explosion. I'm going to stop that. Oh, I don't know about that, Johnny. It sounds like you're talking shit. I mean, then what becomes the universe's path timeline if everyone keeps going back and chopping and changing things around because they don't like Hitler or they do like Hitler or they don't like the Big Bang? Yeah, I suppose. How many realities would there be? But they're always only talking about someone, one person, if you could go back. But I don't think anyone's mentioned with everybody had a time machine in the future. I've never heard it mentioned. In fact, I'm going to declare it here, a new question for science. Today, unless it's tomorrow if you went back in time, today that we're putting out that question that what would happen if everyone in the whole world had a bloody time machine? Face it, Johnny, your brain's just not big enough to handle all this stuff. We've put that question to science right on this very day. Well, what did you think of that? Time travel, huh? Yeah, imagine if we all had one, it'd be a bloody nightmare. But join us again next time here on the Ask Johnny channel when we get into the hard-hitting issues of science, politics and everything else. We'll be back as soon as possible, but until then it's goodbye from everybody here at the Ask Johnny channel.